Good morning, replay viewers and live viewers and web viewers and any other kind of viewers. How are you? Got the Northern Lights in the diffuser again today. I'm stuck on it. Good morning. I got to messing around with stuff and ended up being a little late. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Nina and Catherine and Mom and Betty and whoever else I missed. And Michelle. Zombie viewers. And zombie viewers. Okay. Let me just turn off the thing, which I forgot to do again. I'm not sure why I keep forgetting that lately. Hang on. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, good. Purification is one of my favorites. Purification gets rid of bees and spiders and all kinds of stuff just from diffusing it in the area. So, I have a card for us. I might do this first. And then I want to talk about... I did. Oh, Ted. You're not going to be in positions to make that decision, dear. Really quick. Tuesday's the last day, I think. Monday or Tuesday's the last day to sign up for the next Women's Desire Map Workshop. Your last chance to get in for the March workshop. And I probably will not have another one until fall. Summer doesn't seem to be the greatest time for workshops. And also, just really quickly, the last part of the Desire Map Workshop is spent creating resource lists for when you forget. You forget that you're a powerful being. You forget what your skills are. You get in a funk and you forget all your tools. Everybody does that. That's why it's so important to plan for that and have people. Hopefully you can find a couple of people or a group of people who can remind you, who you can reach out to and say, I'm in a funk and I forgot that I'm awesome. I have forgotten my awesomeness. So could you help me remember? If you don't have people like that, it's harder. If you don't have a list on the fridge or on your bathroom mirror or whatever to remind you of your tools, your skill set, because you do have a skill set, you forget. And then you can lose, a lot of energy. I still forget. Usually now it's just for a few hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes a little bit of a funk for a few days, but not at all not incapacitating depression like I used to get. But you have to build those resource lists while you're in a good space so that when you're in a not so good space, you have reminders. Very important. And today is our Tao Te Ching Day, but I wanted to share this card with you really quick because there's so much change going on. And I pulled it this morning during my own meditation time, but I wanted to share it because it seems appropriate for everybody. So it's Our Lady of Peaceful Change, and it's a reminder that how we go through times of change is up to us. We have to have those reminders built in during times of change because we can get lost. We do get lost. It's not we can get lost, we actually do. So let me read this to you really quick. Our Lady of Peaceful Change says, change is coming to you now, dear child. It is a change that has been triggered by the loving prayers held deep within your heart. This change doesn't have to be difficult for you. Trust in me and I shall ensure that you are supported through this change, that you are held safely and securely in my heart as you transition from one way to another. I would like you to use your energy for more worthy purposes than unnecessary worry. Trust me a little more and know that the changes you are encountering now or soon will are actually the blessing of my answer to your prayers, even though it might not feel like that. It actually is good. Our Lady of Peaceful Change comes to us when change is either happening now or on its way to us soon. Not all change has to be difficult. Change it's scary, right? So change can invoke thoughts of upheaval, uncertainty, instability, and even fear. We all have a different capacity to accept change with equanimity, depending on the circumstances and situation, and sometimes it can be really frightening. Other times it might not be so frightening. It may even be considered exciting, even while there are moments of confusion or uncertainty. Mother Mary understands that sometimes change feels challenging, and sometimes there is a very good reason for this. Perhaps the sheer magnitude of the change requires a lot of emotional energy in order for us to be able to take the leap. In such situations, we might actually need a bit of a push from life or a nudge from the divine to take the steps. Those nudges will come in the form of life circumstances that urge us to loosen our grip and let life happen more freely. Sometimes it will be a gentle lull in the waves of the great ocean of life, and we can relax, let go, and flow. At other times, we need a great big wave to overcome us in order to let go and realize that it actually is safe to be in the flow of life. The fear was only about the letting go. The fear and the struggle is about the letting go and all the stories that surround that have to be deconstructed. So she's also letting you know that this change in circumstance or situation will actually feel much better for you. It will free you up from something that you weren't consciously aware was holding you back. She asks that you trust her and trust that as you adjust to the change, you will realize it is the answer. So the bottom line, the general overview of this whole card is trust a little more. Wherever you're experiencing change, trust, pray, center, meditate, remember your list of things to do, remember your core desired feelings, remember that help is available to you. I'm here every day. This whole group is here every day for you. When you forget and get off track and feel powerless, you're not ever powerless, but we can forget and feel like that. So just some quick reminders that everything's okay. Let's study this Tao Te Ching here. And we'll start with this one, the Ursula Le Guin version. Such an awesome book. What do we have today? 53, Insight. Ooh, that sounds good. Okay. If my mind's modest, I walk the great way. Arrogance is all I fear. The great way is low and plain, but people like shortcuts over mountains. You're welcome. The palace is full of splendor, and the fields are full of weeds, and the granaries are full of nothing. People wear ornaments and fancy clothes, carrying weapons, drinking a lot and eating a lot, having a lot of things, a lot of money, shameless thieves. Surely their way isn't the way. And at the bottom she wrote, so much for capitalism. Has everybody seen the Hunger Games? Michelle Lee used a Katniss emoji earlier, and it reminded me of the Hunger Games. So the Hunger Games books and the Hunger Games movies is such a wonderful metaphor for, all this stuff that we do and all that we're trying to grow and remember and accept that those things are there and we don't have to engage with them. We don't have to let ourselves get so distorted as the capital is I don't think it was that much of an exaggeration. I don't think it was that much of an exaggeration at all for the extreme end of what the pursuit of the material can do to us, and the focus on looks and appearance and entertainment and short attention spans. Yeah. I don't think it was that much of an exaggeration. That's mahogany. Okay. 53 in the Stephen Mitchell book. The great way is easy, yet people prefer the side paths. Be aware when things are out of balance and stay centered within the Tao. When rich speculators prosper while farmers lose their land, When government officials spend money on weapons instead of cures, when the upper class is extravagant and irresponsible while the poor have nowhere to turn, all this is robbery and chaos, and it is not in keeping with the Tao at all. And that's pretty much the state of affairs in parts of our world right now. But even among all that, this is why it's important to limit your media exposure, because even with all that, there's still more good than bad. There's still more order than chaos. There's still more people giving and than just taking out of greed. For every person who's, being abusive, there's somebody out there working to rescue the victim, animal or person. For every person who's trying to destroy, yes, there's people who are trying to create. So be aware of where you are putting your attention. Because if you spend too much time on social media or just scanning the internet, you're going to see an exaggerated version of what our world is like. And it can make you cynical, and it can make you jaded, and it can take all your energy. And it's not reported. All the good work is not reported. So be careful who you're following on Facebook and make sure there's some balance there. Follow some groups that are doing good work. Follow Soul Pancake. They run around and do uplifting things in all parts of the country. Little videos, little social experiments, things like that. Yeah, people love dirty laundry, right? They love to gossip, and that's what they mean by people prefer the side paths. Yeah, be aware of where you're putting your attention and where you're putting your intentions. So be aware when things are out of balance and stay centered in the Tao. Stay centered in your source. People prefer the side paths because they're entertaining and they're sparkly, and there's nothing wrong with being entertained by sparkly things. But seek balance and stay centered. It's so easy to get knocked off balance with the yada 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 of what's going on right now. It's this way every time it's an election year. It gets crazy, crazy, crazy. So, if we see what we resonate with, right? So if we're in a lot of pain, we tend to see only the pain. And it can work the other way. If we know we're in a lot of pain, we can deliberately seek out positive, uplifting things that will then work backwards and help us feel better and create that cycle in a different way. Does that make sense? Like, it really just, the daily practice helps you know where you're at and what you need to do to stay balanced and stay centered in the center of your source. Yeah. We know this happens. We've all been around long enough to know how crazy it gets in an election year. And freaking out about it is not going to help you. That is wasting your energy in unnecessary worry. And how many times have you gotten worried about things and then later gone, oh my God, I worried about that like for 3 days for nothing. It all turned out okay, or I'm handling it just fine. Yeah, so, the worry has never served you. The worry has only prevented you from having all your internal resources available. The worry is what clouds you and helps you forget and makes you feel like a victim. And it's not necessary. You don't have to do it that way. Okay, let's see what Byron Katie has to tell us about this stuff. Yeah, it's not going to help you. Worry has never, ever helped you. It's never once helped you. Not once. So you can give that up. You can say, the next time I catch myself worrying, I'm going to jump on Periscope and find something positive. You don't know how not to worry. It's a habit you can break. And you can say, I don't know how. So, universe, guide me to the places where I need the information so that I can learn how to let go of worrying. You can also flip that around and tell yourself, I do know how. I'm willing to learn how to stop worrying. I do know how to stop worrying, even though you think you don't, and then the answers will come. The guidance will come to you. It's out of your hands. Fear can help us, as we talked about a few days ago. Yeah, but worry never does. Yeah, worry is just anxiety, and fear and anxiety are different. Worry is self-victimization, really. You've forgotten that you have the power to choose, and you feel like a victim of circumstances and of life. And you don't have to. You don't have to do that. The great way is easy. It's what reveals itself right here, right now. Do the dishes, answer the email, don't answer the email. It's the great way because it's the only way. Whatever you do or don't do is your contribution to reality, and nothing could be easier. You can't do it wrong. You can't do this wrong. You can be effective or ineffective. You can choose or not choose, and then you're actually choosing by not choosing, but you can't do this wrong. The side paths are your judgments about what you're doing or not doing. It makes life extremely difficult when you call what you're doing wrong, stupid, when you belittle it after it has been done, when you spend a lot of time in regret, which I'm very guilty of doing. To compare what you've done to what you should have done, to think that you need to measure up to some external standard is a difficult path. What is always the way it's supposed to be right now, and it's always a story of a past. You can argue with the past all you want, and after you've come up with the best, most persuasive, most humane reasons in the world that it should have been different, the past is still what it is. I can really, not so much anymore, but I used to could spend a great deal of time regretting our move to Arizona a few years ago. Oh my God, I could get stuck in regret on that one. But it didn't matter how much I wallowed around in that. It didn't change the fact that decisions were made with the information we had at the time, which turned out not to be accurate information, and it turned into a big disaster. And I also learned a lot about manifesting reality from that experience. But I had to get past, I had to make that decision to stop wallowing in the regret of taking a detour that lasted several months, and then the consequences of lasted several years. Yes. Yes, it's very hard. It's very hard not to go, God, I wish I had turned left instead of right. Why didn't I listen to my intuition? Yeah, it's really, really hard. Regret's a hard one. Regret is right up there with worry. Not helping you at all. Not helping you at all. Yeah, I think about you a lot, Erin, when I think about our move to Arizona and what happened and how destructive it used to be. Never wasted. Nothing's wasted. Every experience has got something for you. It just can be hard to see that if you're still stuck in the regret part and the wishing it was different. That's what regret is. You just wish it was different. I wished and wished and wished that we hadn't made those decisions. Oh, we just moved to Arizona, and it, turned out the job was not what it was promised to be. The circumstances were not good. We lost all our money. We ended up just pretty much destitute. One of my dogs died. It's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And it was very expensive to get back here, and we had to have a lot of help. Well, back to Colorado, and we had to have a lot of help, and it took a long time to recover. Relationships were trashed. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'm okay now. I just spent a lot of years in regret, so I'm here to tell you, it's not going to help you. It didn't change a thing. Oh, are you? My mom's still in Thornton. We were living in Keensburg and the Brighton area, but mostly I lived in Colorado in Fort Collins, which used to be an awesome place. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I know where you're at. Beautiful. So we can argue with the current reality, and we can argue with the past. You live in Thornton, Virginia? Or you lived in Thornton, Colorado? Roseanne? Learn from the past. Oh, that's cool. Learn from the past, but if you feel guilt or shame about it, you're just inflicting violence on yourself, and violence doesn't work. That's the year we moved to Colorado, Roseanne, was 1990. So we were in the same area at the same time and didn't know each other. Do you get that? Like, regret and worry is violence toward yourself. It's the war on your own body and mind. It's taking a weapon of obsession with the past and beating yourself up with it. That doesn't say, when you use the word violence, it really puts a different tone on it. The clear way, the great way, is to begin now. Oh, that's why it feels shitty. I'm stabbing my own self. That's why I feel so bad. I'm beating myself up with my own 2 fists. No wonder I feel like shit. This, practicing not fighting reality, doing Byron Katie worksheets until you can't write anymore. Thework.com. Her worksheets are at thework.com. You can also go to YouTube and just put in Byron Katie, or just put in The Work. Tons of video examples of how to let go. The mechanics of letting go. And get a nice new haircut and color. Watching videos helps, yes. Okay, you can't change the projected world, but you can change your mind, which is the projector. Just notice when things are out of balance. You don't have to figure everything out. The worksheet is tricky and powerful. There's a built-in signal that will always let you know, and it's called stress. If you're identifying stress, then you're stuck in a story, and that story needs to be deconstructed. If you're in pain, you are stuck in a story. If you're lost in regret, you're stuck in a story that it should have been different. She is tricky. The worksheets are tricky because they're designed to get underneath all the rationalizations we have for staying miserable. And the process of getting underneath all our very complex rationalizations and storytelling is, it's tricky at first, but it's because we weren't taught how to do that. Your unquestioned thoughts about life. Taking ownership is fun. Personal responsibility is awesome. Yeah, self-awareness doesn't do shit if you just use it to beat yourself up. Right. Yes. Self-awareness doesn't do shit if you just use it to beat yourself up. Your unquestioned thoughts about life lead you to believe there's something out of order, and that can never be true. Stress allows you to know when to inquire. Do a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet is what you're looking for. You can even just Google Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, The Work, and you'll find it. It's very difficult to do a worksheet without help, so watch the videos first. Or while you do it, it's a lot easier. In and of itself, life is effortless. If you think there's a problem, inquire until you can see how perfect the way of it is. So our stories are all based in a should, right? We should not be here wherever here is. We should not feel the way we feel, whatever we feel. But the truth is we feel what we feel, and we are where we are. And the faster we can accept that and truly accept it, not just say, well, I'm stuck where I'm stuck, so, what am I going to do about it? That's real victim-y. But the truth is you're a powerful women and men, if there's men watching. It's your point of view. Yes. It's a cat door. It goes, there's that flap like you would put in a door, but we have ours built into the window so they can come and go. Because have you tried to opening a door for a cat? For God's sake, you'd be there all day. They go out, they come in, they go out, they come in, they go halfway out and stand there. They are very lucky. They have a huge enclosure outside. Huge. Like 30 feet. Oh, they don't really like the flap. Grit also may be sitting on the other side, not letting anybody come in and out. She's horrible like that. She'll sit on the other side, and when somebody sticks their heads through, swats them. She's mean. So that might be why he's scratching at it, but not actually going out. There might be somebody on the other side waiting to ambush him. So, oh, cats. Cats are jerks. They have some very interesting characteristics. So if you're feeling stressed, look for the should. What part of reality? Yeah, see? There she is. He knew. She was right on the other side of that flap. Just like toddlers. Yes. So that's why he wasn't going outside, because she was sitting there. She's terrible. If you're feeling stress or pain, look at where you're having an internal argument. Look at where you're beating yourself up and ask yourself if you need to continue doing that. Maybe you do. Maybe you feel like if you beat yourself up enough, you will have served your penance and you can move on. Or maybe you can say, I've been beating myself up for a while now. I think I'm going to try something different. How can I see this situation differently? How can I use that question a lot about Arizona. How can I see that whole Arizona thing differently? I moved to Arizona and back several times. Not one of those experiences was good, but it took me a while to learn. And the last one was particularly horrible. And that's the truth of it. It was horrible. And I got stuff out of it that I can use. Yes, a harsh, pointy, everything in Arizona can kill you. The animals can kill you. Everything is sharp and pointy. The light is sharp and pointy. The plants. Yeah. The people. Some of the people are sharp and pointy. So dry. So, use your powers of self-awareness for good. Yes. Sharp and pointy disguised in probably amplified Christian politeness. We're going to be nice to your face, and then we're going to shred you to bits behind your back. Yeah. Some people misuse the mantle of being a Christian as a mask. Not everybody, thank God, but some people will hide behind a mask of what they think a good Christian is like, and they'll rip you up. No sense of humor, or they don't get your sarcasm? No! You're one of the funniest people I know. Utah is some people's Arizona. So, thework.com, go find a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, then go watch some videos, or just watch some videos. You can see the process of letting go of arguing with reality, letting go of arguing with a past that can't be changed, letting go whatever story that you're telling yourself. Sure. I'm grateful for replays, because I often miss people's stuff live, and I like to go back and watch it. And try not to stay too long on a side path. Make yourself a resource list. Put it on the fridge. Put it in your calendar. Put your resource list somewhere the same way you would make sure you have a life raft if you're on a boat. If you get on a boat, you want to be sure that there's a life raft for you if you need it. Your resource list, your resource gathering is the life raft for your life. You need it because you will forget. You know you're going to forget, so make a list while you remember. Treat yourself like you have a memory disorder and you know you're going to forget. So just get your list together, which helps you keep your shit together. Seriously, can't underestimate the power of a simple resource list on your fridge. That's all I got. So I love you guys. And tomorrow's Friday, and I'm going to go get my hair cut and colored. Yay! And then I'm going to spend the night with the Twinkies, and I'm going to talk to you Saturday from Twinland. But I'll see you in the morning. You're welcome. For more Big Magic from Elizabeth Gilbert, which we are loving. And if you have questions, find me on Facebook. If you want help with the worksheet, let me know. I'm here to help you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I love you guys so much. And ooh, that was kind of loud. Sorry. Yes. You're welcome, Cynthia. Did your oil come? When I ship stuff to Canada, I never know if it's actually going to get there. Love you, love you. Have a great day. Be nice to yourself. I'm going to see if Cynthia's oil came. Yes. Yes, I'll talk to some of you tonight. Okay, good. Just as long as it got there. I'll talk to the people who are in level 2 Desire Map stuff at 8 o'clock tonight. So, I'll see you later. You're welcome. No, thank you.